It was a landmark occasion this past Sunday in Portchester Hall, as for the 100th time, Revolution Pro Wrestling was live in London. The show began with one half of the undisputed British Tag Team Champions, Luke Jacobs, preparing to face a mystery opponent. That opponent turned out to be the futurist Leon Cage, making his return from injury after almost 5 months away from the ring. And the 18-year-old from South Wales showed as the match got going that he has not lost a step until finally, not for the first time in the match, Luke Jacobs hit a lariat. This one enough to keep Cage down. Luke Jacobs securing the victory in Portchester Hall, but Leon Cage announcing his return in spectacular fashion. Next up, two teams with their eyes on those undisputed British Tag Team Championships held by Luke Jacobs and Ethan Allen. It was Connor Mills and Jay Joshua, the winners of this year's Great British Tag League, against the Sons of Southampton, JJ Gale and David Francisco. But in the end, Mills and Joshua picking up the win over the Sons of Southampton. And after the match, it did seem as though Gale was indicating that that was it for his partnership with Francisco. Francisco, though, apparently with other ideas. Next, a match that was inevitably going to be a barn burner between Trent Seven and Ricky Knight Jr. RKJ making his return to RevPro for the first time since losing that undisputed British Heavyweight Championship at our 13-year anniversary. Seven perhaps felt like he had to have eyes in the back of his head as he took on RKJ in a match that was every bit as hard-hitting as we expected, until with Seven on the outside of the ring, Chuck Mambo got a cheap shot with the referee not looking, forcing the count out and giving RKJ a victory on his return. Seven challenged the machine to take him on, even if it was going to be 2-on-1. Well, TK Cooper and Chuck Mambo didn't need asking twice. They were putting a beat down on Seven until, shockingly, Trent Seven found an unexpected ally as Mark Haskins returned to Revolution Pro Wrestling to even the odds for Seven. Next, one of the most bitter feuds in RevPro in 2025 came to a head. Emerson Jane and Kanji had already had one win each against each other, headed into a 2 out of 3 falls showdown in London. Jane was eventually able to win the first fall. Kanji quickly tied things up though with an inside cradle. Perhaps it was fitting then that this rivalry, which began when Jane criticized Kanji's performance against Mercedes Moné last April, ended with Kanji locking in Moné's own submission move. The statement maker forcing Jane to tap out. Kanji winning the match by 2 falls to 1. Throughout our 100 shows live in London, RevPro has attracted some of the best international talent on the planet, and this 100th show was no different. Japan's Dragon Kid and Dragon Dyer arriving to challenge CPF in a tag team match. Black and Lando were able to get themselves back into the winners column, catching Dragon Dyer in midair, hitting him with the FIJ, and 3 seconds later, CPF were your winners. 1 month ago, when we had our debut here in Portchester Hall, it was Alex Windsor who closed out the night by ending a rampage that had been initiated by the Cutthroat Collective. She was up against Nina Samuels. Samuels insisting that the other 3 members of the Cutthroat Collective go to the back and let her face Windsor on her own. It eventually ended when Windsor locked Samuels in the sharpshooter. A tap-out win for Alex Windsor, who for the 2nd month in a row here in Portchester Hall made her point against the CTC. And that point was not lost on the now de facto leader of that group, Sapphire Reed, who led the rest of the faction down to the ring after the match. Reed clearly angry at Samuels for not getting the job done against Alex Windsor, the 2 women almost coming to blows, and then Samuels walking out of the building without the rest of the collective. Next up, the ever-growing Slater Dojo, headed by Coach Liam Slater, was in action with Slater's latest protege, Cameron Kai, his tag team partner, against Nino and Xander Bryant. In the closing moments of the match, Xander diving through the ropes to take out Liam Slater, while in the ring, Cameron Kai securing a pinfall victory over Nino Bryant. Kai making a statement as he continues to pursue Nino for that undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship.
One-on-one, I am the very best. Next Sunday, live in Southampton, Nino Bryant versus Cameron Kai with the undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship.
Himself.
And so, to our main event, the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship on the line. Shah Samuels in his second reign, taking on the man who has made that championship his own here in RevPro in recent years. Another two-time champion in Michael Oku, as Oku sought to make it title number 3. Shah Samuels with the pinfall victory over Michael Oku in our main event of Live in London 100. The two men, after the match had concluded, reconciling with each other, and it seemed as though the night was done. Except there were two men who wanted to end this night, making a massive statement at the expense of both Samuels and Oku. Connor Mills and Jay Joshua attacking the two men who had just competed in the main event. Mills locking Oku in Oku's own half crab up on the stage, while Jay Joshua wiped out Shah Samuels in the ring and held up Samuels' undisputed British Heavyweight Championship belt. So lots more action coming up in October. We are live in Lyon at the end of the month on the 26th. Fantastica Mania UK is coming to Wolverhampton on the 18th. And this Sunday we will be live in Southampton. Sunday, October the 12th. We'll see you in Southampton. In the meantime, I've been Dave Bradshaw, and this was your RevPro Recap.